Hey, what's going on, everyone? MonadoMax here. We are back in New York City. We're here at my favorite game store that I've been to so far in New York, which is Video Games New York. We were here last year and they had so much stuff. Now, you might be thrown off that we're doing the intro inside of the store because normally we do the stuff outside. It is snowing outside, and I think my camera's waterproof, or at least water resistant. But I don't think now is the time to really test that. So I don't want to film in the snow and potentially mess up the camera and then potentially not have any footage here to show you guys of the store. So I figured the best place to show this off, or at least to start off the video, is with signed stuff by Shigeru Miyamoto. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's a way to start a video, right? I don't know. Kojima, I know it's not they're not Nintendo, but Kojima signed PlayStation 3. Check that out. Either way, let's see what other exciting things we're going to find today. Obviously, this store, I remember having so many good Switch games. They don't have as many as like J&L, for example, but they have nice quality titles and priced very fair compared to J&L. So this is probably the store that I'm going to end up spending a lot of money for, getting Switch games I've been looking for. I'm excited to see what we're going to find because I was able to find so many cool things last time because they published their own Switch titles at the store. So I'm excited to get some of those exclusive Switch games that you don't normally see, just unique, good games. So let's see what we can find today at Video Games New York. So right here, right when you walk into the store, they have a nice selection of amiibos and very nicely priced. Very nice to see these type of prices because at the store that I was at, J&L Games, the prices for these amiibos were absolutely crazy. I mean, we were seeing the Splatoon 3-pack amiibos for Splatoon 2. That ended up being $400 just for those amiibos over there at that specific store. Obviously, they're closer to New York. They're near the Times Square, so you're paying those New York prices. But it's nice to see these type of amiibo prices because this is like, you know, your regular price stuff. And one thing I think is pretty cool is they got the amiibo accessories right here where you can put your amiibos. They're Japan exclusive. Overall, pretty cool, and I'm happy to see the amiibo selection. No gold Mega Man, unfortunately, but that's okay. So already I'm seeing something very exciting. Right over here, they have Neon Blood. This is a game that a lot of my stream audience has been recommending me to pick up. This obviously just came out physically, and it also is the limited edition one. So I'm definitely picking up that today. I don't know what the collector's edition consists of, but I'll show you guys when we're about to wrap up. But over here, you get a nice selection of Switch games that I'll take the camera and show right now. I mean, just look at this selection that they got going here. Absolutely incredible. The amount of quality titles is very nice to see here. And then they just got all sorts of titles over here. Some of these I'm just gonna have to take a look up because some of this I've never seen before. It looks like this is a lot of their used titles over here, so that is really cool to see. Man, I cannot wait to see what I'm gonna be picking up today. All right, another thing that I found that everyone's been talking about, I don't know how this game got brought over to the Switch, but over here we got Freedom Wars Remastered. That just came out physically. For whatever reason, I believe it was a PlayStation Vita exclusive. I think it was a PlayStation IP, but somehow Bandai was able to get the rights back, I think, or somehow. I think it's Bandai. I forgot who developed it. Either way, it's come here to America. It's on the Switch now. It's the remastered thing. Everyone's going crazy over that because apparently it's a really, really good game. So I haven't seen the physical out there in the wild anywhere. Definitely picking it up today because that is a huge title to have and just something you don't see every day. Wow, so cool. And then obviously another one that I'm looking to get, I might not get today just because this week I've spent a lot of money already. They have the other Fatal Frame game that came out for the Switch. That is one I want to get eventually, but $75 is a lot because I'm probably spending a lot of money today. But who knows? I might pick it up today. I don't know. It's one of those things that it'd be nice to have, but I have seen that at like conventions, for example, so I feel like I could find that down the road. I kind of want to pick up the titles that I don't see at all. And the first two things that we showed off already, that's stuff that I don't see anywhere when I go to game stores, conventions, stuff like that. So I think I'll pass on Fatal Frame for today, but nonetheless, amazing to see. Like, I just am blown away. And some of these titles, like, what is that? Look at that art style of that game. There's like an elephant, a cat. I don't even know what that is. Looks like it's an attorney game too. Just due to the obscurity of whatever that game is right there, we are picking that one up today too. I love that art style. I mean, doesn't that look like good art style? I bet the case in the back is going to have really cool stuff. Looking forward to seeing what that one looks like. So this is probably going to surprise a lot of people. I'm looking at the PlayStation 5 stuff. They actually have something that I've been looking for that I haven't seen at GameStop, for example. I think this came out a few months ago, but I think the game sucked, so they didn't make many physical copies of it. But I still want to play this game because, to me, it looks pretty interesting. It's going to be right over here. It is the Slitherhead. It's the day one edition. I'm pretty sure that's the only edition that came out for the game because the game, like I said, not very good from my understanding. So I doubt they're going to make a new version of that because the sales for it, it's probably just more expensive to make a physical copy. Well, I know PS5 discs are cheaper to make, so they might end up doing it. But that's one I think I'm going to get. It's $50. It's used, so I don't have to pay the new price tag. I think that's actually somewhat pretty good for me. That it's going to surprise a lot of people, I know. But that's one that I am going to pick up today. I'm going to see their other Switch titles because they have even more Switch titles that is just, oh my goodness. So right here is a lot of their newer release stuff over here. You can see that they have a range of titles, a lot of titles. I'm not interested in getting this, but one thing that I think is cool to see because I haven't seen this out in the wild yet, over here they have the brand new Guilty Gear game over there. I don't think there's a big glare over there, but Guilty Gear is right over there. Obviously with the lighting, with it all being sealed products, it's going to be kind of hard to show off the new games because they're sealed. But I know that came out a few months ago, and I never saw the physical in the wild. That might be a title to be on the lookout for, just due to the fact it came out so late into the Switch cycle. A lot of people are probably going to eventually want to pick that one up, but definitely be on the lookout for that from a physical standpoint if you want to get something before it spikes up, because I think Guilty Gear could spike up with how it was released. Just something to be on the lookout for sure. Take a look at that. That is a really cool, I'm assuming it's a custom made sign. I don't know who made it. But if you guys don't know, Nintendo obviously started their history with playing cards. Actually, before playing cards, they made questionable hotels. You can use that knowledge, figure out what I'm trying to say, but they had some sort of hotels they used to make, and now they have the awesome playing cards right there. So that's pretty cool to see the sign going back to all the way of their history. But that $50, that's kind of tempting to buy, but I think I would rather get a Switch game with that money. I don't know. I feel like that would look really good in my room because I have a perfect spot for that. Like I said before, they actually make their own published Switch titles. So this whole little row right here, or at least most of this row, is all titles that they themselves, Video Games New York, published. Loads of titles. Really cool to see, especially the Pop Slinger. Yeah, Pop Slinger. That game right there has been showing up at GameStop right now. That game's getting a lot of publicity right now, so that might be one I look into because that game kind of looks fun, but that might be one I pick up later because I can see that at GameStop, so it's not like kind of losing out if I don't get it here, for example. All right, it's going to be a little bit hard to show you this because there is not much space in this side of the store, but I'm going to show you their GameCube, Wii U, all that cool stuff real fast, best I can. Now, this is going to be awkward, like I said, because there is not much space, but they got GameCube games like crazy over here. Actually, nothing like too crazy in terms of selection, but nice to see. Fairly priced. That's the one thing that's nice to see. Got a bunch of these other Wii U titles out here. Some of it's sealed. You got some Wii titles that are sealed. One thing I think is really cool, they got Japanese games over there. They have a sealed Xenoblade Chronicles Wii right there. $89.99. Now, you might be like, Max, why is that cool? The reason why that's cool is it is extremely rare to see a sealed copy of Xenoblade in the wild because GameStop was forced, or not forced, GameStop was forcing their employees to open the Xenoblade Wii game. So if you didn't get it pre-ordered, for example, when you walked into a GameStop, you were always getting it used nonetheless, like 9 out of 10 times. So it was very hard to find a sealed copy. So that's pretty cool to see, just knowing the history, because that game was sold exclusively at GameStop, the Wii version. So that's why it wasn't very popular at first when the series first hit over here. Another cool thing that I think is really cool is the Xenoblade Chronicles X Collector's Edition. I want to eventually get this, not today, but that is the last Xenoblade Collector's Edition that I need for my Xenoblade Collector's set that I got. It's probably the last Xenoblade item that was released here in America that I don't have in my collection. I have a lot of Xenoblade stuff, but really cool stuff, and more Wii U games right over here. Nothing too crazy. Wii games, all that. Trying to do better at showing more things in the store, because we do get some comments that people are like, oh, Max, please show more than just Switch games. Even though from a numbers perspective, I pay attention. I see people only watching the Switch stuff. Like from an analytic perspective, that is what the numbers are proving. But I'm trying to do a little bit, showing you more stuff. So, okay, I had no idea this was a thing. Apparently, people are still making Dreamcast games, if I'm understanding this correctly. I did not know that. I need to let my friend Ty know this. You guys probably, if you watch our direct predictions video, I always have Ty most of the time with me. He's a big Dreamcast guy, so I feel like I have to show off some of the Dreamcast stuff for him. So Ty, this is for you. Look at this. All of these games. Sonic Adventure 2, Dreamcast, $189. I feel like that's actually a pretty good deal, but I might be wrong. I know a lot of the Sonic stuff went up like crazy after the movie. Wow. A lot of Dreamcast. This might be one of the biggest Dreamcast selections I've seen. And I didn't know. I guess indie developers are still actively making things for the Dreamcast. That is pretty cool. That is awesome, man. That is really cool. Look at that Famicom system. Got some of the games over here. Super Famicom. Big selection, man. I love what this store has done with their space, because when you walk in here, it seems like a really small store, but they're able to have so much in here. They really utilize the size perfect that shows so many things off into the store. It's incredible. We got the Nintendo Play Choice right there. The empty boxes, that's just not something you see every day. That is pretty cool. Wow. Signed in television. Don't know who that is that signed it, but that's pretty cool. IQ system. Wow. Glover development cartridge. Shout out to my friend Jay Matthew. I'm just blown away, man. I'm blown away. And I'm dreading figuring out how much money I'm about to spend. Like, I'm avoiding the Switch games that I'm picking up to not see that price tag that I'm about to pay. But so much stuff, man. Love this store. Probably the best New York store I've been to. Not even gonna lie. The Neversong game, that looks pretty cool. I just don't know if I want a collector's edition of that. Because if there's a standalone game of that, I think I'd prefer to own that, because I know I'm paying for the collector's edition. But that's pretty cool to see. From everything I'm looking at that game, that looks pretty fun. I might ask to see if there's a thing that's not the collector's edition for that. Here's a better look at all the games that they actually published. I think this is probably all of the games that they've published. Nice selection of stuff. Pretty cool to see them do their own games like this. Got the Mario Oreos. That's not something you see every day, I guess. Alright, I found another one that I'm debating of. The Ace Combat 7. I know this recently just came out. For whatever reason, they did not make a physical copy of that game here in America, which surprises me, because that would have been something I would have thought they would have wanted to release here in America if they were doing physical copies at all. But did not come here. And I feel like that's something I'm going to see at conventions. So I don't know if I want to spend $65 on that now when I can get it later. But I don't know. This is my first time seeing it. I think it came out last year. I might be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking about. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Some of the newer, or still new titles, but older new titles. I see over there they got Trek to Yomi, I think is how you would say that game. That is one I've been looking for. I'm very excited to find that, so that's definitely being picked up. But yeah, this is just more Switch games. Like I said, loads of Switch games. So I think we're getting to the part where I'm going to be picking up the titles and seeing what the total is, and I'm getting scared because I haven't picked up all the titles yet. So this is probably going to be a lot of money. Not looking forward to this. All right, so I just got done picking out the games. They were a little busy up there, that's why we didn't film the interactions. And sometimes the employees probably don't want to be filmed, so I kind of feel weird explaining, like, hey, can I film this? They might think it's weird, so I didn't film it. $566 later. But this is a lot of stuff I was looking for. I'm going to quickly show off because there's a few more titles I picked up that I saw when he was grabbing some of these titles that I had seen. Obviously, picked up Freedom War. That's the one that we said earlier that we're going to get. Excited to see how that one is. Let's see here. Neon Blood, that is one that I am very excited about. I'm probably going to play this one tonight, honestly. Very excited to have that one. That looks like such a fun game. This is that attorney game that apparently it is Ace Attorney, but with animals. So that's very interesting. Ace Attorney is one of my favorite games of all time, so that's very exciting. We have the Trek to Yoma, I'm assuming is how you say that. If that's not the correct way, I'm so sorry. This style looks very interesting. I remember this being shown off at a PlayStation State of Play. I thought this was exclusive to PlayStation at one point, but apparently not. Excited to see how that looks on the Switch and runs, because I feel like it's probably not going to be as great, because I don't even think that came to the PlayStation 4. Also picked up The State of Mind. They immediately hooked me on this. The employees, they were telling me it's like Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain, Life is Strange, those type of games is what they compared it to. Obviously, I really like Life is Strange. Haven't finished Detroit Become Human or played Heavy Rain, but that type of style, I like the choice-based games, especially if there's like multiple endings. I think that's exciting. So then we got the Slitterhead. Y'all knew I was talking about this before. This is one I'm glad to own because I haven't seen Slitherhead in the wild. I think it's because it's not a good game, but I really want to try it. I feel like I might still enjoy it, but we'll see. We have White Knight. I think this is one of the ones that I had saw when he was picking up games for me. Look at the style. That black and white style just looks so fun, looks so beautiful. Really excited to see how that game looks. And then they got Never Song. Now, they did have a version out there that didn't come with the collector's edition, but it wasn't that much less in terms of, I think it's like $50. And they didn't have it in stock, so I was just like, you know what, let's just get it, $10 more. Quite the stack. It's getting really hard to hold all this, but we're getting it figured out. They Always Run. I am pretty sure, and I might be wrong, I believe the developer of this reached out to me, wanting me to do a video on their game, or give me a review code or something like that. I never responded to the email, but since I found the physical copy, I was like, you know what, let's give the game a try. Red Art Games, I'm pretty sure, have reached out to me a few times to show off some of their games, so here you go, Red Art Games. I guess there's your shout out that you may or may not ask for it. There was some developer with a similar name, I know that was reaching out. Oh my gosh, can I get all of this in one hand? This is not going to work, I don't think. We got Skull the Hero Slayer. This is one I've been on the lookout for too, because Merge Games just shut down. So a lot of their stuff's hard to get, and I want to get a lot of their quality titles because they've made so much good games. Okay, let's see. I might be able to pull this off. Okay, this one, the employee sold me on. I'm not happy that I own this game, just because I made fun of my friend Sly and Jackson playing this game because they just spent hours and hours playing this, ignoring me, Coleman, and Luke in our phone calls and stuff. But I got it. Maybe I'll play with them. I don't even want to play this game. All the jokes that I've made, I can't believe I own this. This Guilty Gear. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I got the game. This is not a good day for me. Whenever this video comes out, I'm never going to hear the end of it. And then lastly, Cat Quest. I own the third one. Everyone has been recommending me Cat Quest, so I got the third one, but I've never been able to find the first game since. So now I have the first game. I got to find the second one. There's a standalone second copy out there, but that is all I got. All these Switch games right here. But guys, I'm tired. It's snowing still, I think. We're pretty far away from the hotel, so we're probably going to get an Uber, but that's okay. I'm also hungry. It's like 9 o'clock. They're about to close. I had a fun time here. We'll be coming back probably some point next year or so. We'll see. I don't know. I want this to be a yearly place that I go to if I ever go to New York City again. This is one I want to go to. And yeah, great store. Check out Video Games New York if it's near you, if you're in the New York area. I mean, if you're in New York, it hopefully is close. I mean, you could travel to too if you're not in New York. I mean, I'm in North Carolina and I showed up here. Great store. I just need to shut up. I have been talking for way too much. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button. Like the video. Become a Monado Marine. The $5 membership helps out the channel tremendously because now I'm broke. So that $5 goes towards the channel. Please, we could use it. Make sure to check out the Twitter, Instagram, Discord server, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. See if I can do the peace with all of this in my hand. Oh, you see that? Peace.